I swear, the start of the episode is very something because Wave sure loves the princess treatment he's getting from Lava ever since he found out that he's a prince. And I mean, Pang is actually indulging in that too, knowing that he can't upset the prince. But also, Wave always telling them, hey, stop treating me like that. But on the other hand, he uses it as punishment for them if they do wrong. So tell me, which one do you want? Do you want Wave or do you want to be called as Your Highness? Well, regardless of being a prince, he's taking on the job that he had before knowing that he was a prince, and that's being a music teacher to a little boy that he needs to attend to. And also, I keep trying to look at the bigger picture, but the only pictures I'm seeing right now is that, damn, they really got Winnie out here really tanning in the sun. The boy literally baked in that sun. Like, what the hell? I'm pretty sure after the show, this man must have stayed inside the house or inside overall away from the sun itself, because any more sun and he is burnt. I see why they gave this man freckles, because without the freckles it'll look weird. With the freckles and the tan, it's okay, but that's too much tan for Winnie. Too much. Meanwhile, Pang accidentally cut his finger and went to the hospital, and he was looking around, and since he's looking around, Kletai noticed that her presence is not wanted, so she called the boyfriend, and Wood came, and Wood thought that Pang was the one that cut his finger to see him, but technically it was an accident. But overall, at least he has a doctor boyfriend to take care of him. That's the greatest part about it. Alright, we're secretly hiding our relationship behind closed doors and closed curtains, because I mean, after the election, and if he wins, then they don't have to go private. They can go public right now. And plus, he can keep the promise that Peng made with Wood's father, married. I wonder what's next with GMMTV. Will GMMTV give Mond with Rio another drama? Or maybe they could be the lead role or the second lead. But so far, I don't see them, branching out as much, considering they're not showing much of themselves. Maybe one or two, but it's like, going like events and broadcasting that they're gonna be partners in another drama. Not sure. Maybe I'm putting my hopes too high. But I'll wait. I'm really loving this drama, so I do hope that Satang and Winnie have another one 2 years after, because it's always 2 years after. By the way, Peng told Wood about the secret of Wave, and that Wave is Prince. I feel like the reason Peng did that is because maybe in his mind, he's like, dude, we're gonna be together. Might as well tell the secrets that we have without hiding anything anymore. So today is the day that the student has to present his musical skill to the world and hopefully get a scholarship to be a musical genius and go all over the world. But also, I do love that Wave showed his support and he brought along Lava to show his support too. But Lava can't go too close because remember, knowing that your boyfriend is the prince, everything is awkward. Still, I do hate how they put this boy in this hairstyle, and I'm not liking it. So, for some odd reason, the bike refused to work. I thought it ran out of gas, but it's not that. So, the next option is to call Toom, as always, but Toom is busy and won't be there for the next 2 hours, which they don't have time to wait for. But now their other option is to find shades and wait out of the sun to see and hope that a car pass and they can hitch a ride from that person. I got something important to say, and it's about Winnie's character. It took him 8 weeks to complain about the heat. Dude, you should have complained about the heat the very day you landed on that island. Why now? Why? Of all 8 weeks, why now? See, their luck has come. So, someone actually did pass and gave them a ride. If I were them, I would actually beg for one of those coconut. Now, a cool coconut water will definitely quench a person's thirst in these heats. During their ride back, Lava keeps referring to Wave as Your Highness and talking nice to him, and Wave is not happy. He's uncomfortable with it, and he keeps telling Lava that no, don't call me Your Highness and don't call me Prince. My name is Wave, Nava Mahasamut, and that's the name I should be living on. And even though it is uncomfortable for Lava, he learns to accept it. Also, he did mention to Wave that in turns he didn't want to address him that way, but it also wants to not disrespect Wave, knowing that he's the prince. He also mentioned that everything that they went through, the love, the boyfriend, the relationship overall, all of that was real. It's just the fact that he held the information of him being a prince was the part that Wave should be upset with him by. Wave ended up forgiving him because it's his boyfriend. He loves him. He doesn't want to end up being mad at him forever, but he is glad for his honesty. This is cute. I do love how Lava is shouting to the world that his boyfriend is a prince. I wish you would have not shouted, because maybe people would hear who don't want to be heard. And also, I keep wondering in my head, what if Wave does get his memories back and everything just clicked to him? Will he still remember the relationship, or will it start over? It's like, who are you? I don't know you, and we have to start over with him being the boyfriend, like 50 First Dates. You know that movie 50 First Date with Adam Sandler's, that one. Because if it was like that, damn, can you imagine waking up every day trying to explain to your lover that we are in a relationship? Damn. At this point, when you grow old, it will be a regular routine, to the point that even if you have Alzheimer, you still remember that specific information. Okay, so it's the day of the voting, and Kreta is scolding Toom, because Toom almost missed the time of actually voting, because if he had missed the time and came late, then his vote would not matter and it wouldn't count, and maybe, just maybe, voter number 5 will actually lose. We don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying. What I do hate, though, how is it only 2 nominees? What about the rest of the people who wants to be into politics? I thought there were more. What happened to 1, 3, and 4? Why 2 and 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? All I got is 2 and 5. What happened to 1, 3, and 4? Where are those? It's kind of lame that in the background of the board you see the name for number 1, 3, and 4, but we don't see the person who's doing that, yet the police officer right there always holding up valid vote for number 2 and 5. Like, anyways, I love how Wave was paying good attention on that, because when they put up number 2 and they noticed that valid paper was torn, it would have count as a win, but thank God for Wave to say that's the disqualification, so they ended up putting it as a miss. I don't have to tell you that Peng won the election, right? Just by looking at the ring, you know, because remember, Peng made a deal with Wood's father that if he wins, then Wood and Peng will get married, and if they don't, they have to break up. Obviously, he won, and during that excitement, pregnant woman over there, water broke, and she gave birth to a baby boy or a girl. I don't remember, but she gave birth. I love how the workers and patients are so supportive of Wood and Peng, as they should, because Peng is literally their government president, whatever it is on the island, and he will be the leader of that island to set things right. You know, I wish they would have gotten a younger baby, not too young, but at least a age where you know, okay, this baby I've just born, or at least order one of those prosthetic dolls, you know, those dolls that move around but looks like a real baby. That could have worked too. With the amount of money GMMTV been getting to shit, they must can buy one. The day drained them. Let me tell you, a lot of things happened on that day. A lot of good things. Peng won the election. Peng and Wood are engaged to be married. And the woman, Dao, I believe her name is, gave birth. Yeah, a lot of things happened on one day. On one day. I love how happy they both make each other, but I also fear that all good things must come to an end soon, and I don't want to see it coming, but it must happen. We slept real comfortable, not realizing we got a guest. I mean, look at the outfit they're wearing. After realizing they got a guest and the guest turned out to be Lava's own mother, they had to set themselves presentable. Lava asked, "Why are you here?" And Lava mother is like, "Your uncle invited me to come over." Considering, the whole excitement of him being engaged has to be celebrated with family members. Anyways, his mother looked at Wave and like, "Who is this?" I am glad that Lava literally owned up and proudly say, "This is Wave. Wave is my boyfriend and we are serious." I thought Homeboy was like gonna be like his friend and say, "Oh, it's my friend." I'm like, you better not. I was staring at that screen and like, you better say boyfriend. Don't go around the bush. Tell your mother. Well, I love how the mother didn't really, why did Peng made it look like it was such a big deal? So they're getting ready for breakfast, and the chef is Lava. The mother noticed a lot of things have changed in her son, and it's for the better. She then proceeds to ask many questions to Wave in terms of their relationship, like where they met, how they met, is Wave born in this island, what's his name, full name, Wave answered everything like he rehearsed it. "Yes, I was born here. We met by sure coincidence because Lava saved me." And he then proceeded to tell the mother that my name is Nahava Mahasamut. I'm 23 years old, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, sir, okay. We rehearsed this real good. You just let it flow. Just let the answers flow. So the mother went to Peng and basically congratulating him on both election and engagement, and also thanked him for actually raising her son, because right now she saw how much of a difference that Lava is when he's around Peng, and bringing him here was the best decision she had made. She then looked at Peng and asked, why not invite their parents to this wedding? Peng got up and said, he said literally, "You both know that our parents will not approve of this." So I'm guessing it wasn't about the sister. It was more of the parents not accepting his love for a man. So that's why he left. Not because of his sister, it's because of the parents. Now, while Peng let out his frustration about how he was living and why he escaped, Lava's mother then expressed her feelings because clearly they didn't know. She then said that while you're running away from your problem, you don't think that I'm in problem too? You left and you are free from whatever you want to do, but she was the one that said that she had to stay to actually take over as a responsibility person, that she had to give up a lot of things just to be in a relationship, married, have a child, which is something that she never wanted at too early, if that makes sense. So basically, even she had to give up something, and she didn't have a chance to run away like Peng did. Sadly, it is something that in a family that you have to go through. If one person go out of the family, somebody has to take over, even though that is not what you want to do, but also you don't want to disappoint the family as well. And it was a lot of pressure on her, but she didn't actually show it. And now she's actually expressing it to her brother because, let's be honest, she literally told Peng that he was the brave one. I mean, she is right. Peng is brave enough to go out and start over fresh to a different world, brave enough to actually go on a date, even though some people does not like the type of date he chose, brave enough to actually hide it and actually fought for that to maybe one day let the world know how brave the result came out to be. I don't know, just he was brave enough and the result came out successfully. But she also says she's glad that she made a choice for Lava to come stay with him, and the result was great. It's the day of their wedding. It's so cute. I know some viewers will probably think the wedding scene came too fast, but for me, it's not, because if you calculated how long they've been together, they should have been married for already. Also, I do love Thai traditional wedding. For some reason, I just love it. The pure, the water pouring on their hands, the little ring thing around their head, the connection. I love it. I it would be nice if I go through that, but it's cute. I love it. Everybody has a traditional wedding. Wait, do we have any? No, just normal. But this one's good. I love that Wave got to be a part of this, even though maybe one day he might forget it if he does get his memory back, or he might will. I don't know. Then comes Tom and his dramatic self crying, making it look like it's the last time he's gonna see them. And then Peng is like, dude, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. It's just a wedding day. Tomorrow we're gonna go fishing as usual. Quit being a baby. Also, I do love Mint and her dress. Something about it. Not just the color, because if she come out with different color, it's just the design of it I love. Forget about the dance. Forget about the almost kiss. Forget about the romantic moment. All I keep thinking about, when Wave took that strawberry out of that cake, in my mind I was like, is that the wedding cake? Because if so, who told you to take it and it wasn't even cut yet? Who? Or if it was the guest's cake and it still hasn't cut. Like, dude, I get it, family, whatever, but you could at least wait until they shared out the cake for you to be taking out the strawberry. This part got me pissed because Wave literally wiped cream on Lava's face, and Lava went for revenge, and he stopped and he didn't even do it. I would be like, dude, I don't care if you're the king himself, I'm gonna get my revenge. Instead, the man didn't do it. Like, dude, you could have like done it, pretend he wasn't a prince and do it, just like wipe, like one stroke. And then it was Tom that went on stage. He said he wants to sing for the couples and the woman of his dream. And he sure did. Now, in my head, I was like, what if he just sing and croak and make it a funny thing? But I sure fooled myself. They both have fun. While they're having fun, you see Lava and Wave snuck away and have their romantic time somewhere else. Oh yeah, they fixed the bike. Damn, they could at least show us when they fixed the bike. But anyways, they're at the pier. It seems to be their regular romantic spot. Apparently, Lava brought Wave there to see the fireworks. So while they're there, Wave decided to ask Lava about marriage and if he one day wants to get married. Lava said yes, but for now, he's not ready yet to pop the question. But then he teased Wave. I'm like, if you want to marry me, you sure can. You better, sir. You got the money. You a prince. By all means, do it. So they're making a promise. Now, since they don't have a promise ring or a ring itself, they decided to bite each other's finger as like a imaginary promise ring. It's cute but hurtful at the same time. Nalak. A chup under the fireworks. A kiss under the fireworks. I still say though, if he sold that earring, it would have gotten a lot of money to buy his own bike and sell the watch. So Lava went back for the cake that he brought because he didn't bring him with him at the pier, which I think he should have brought it with him at the pier. But I guess he just wanted to be a surprise. So he went back to surprise Wave so they can eat it. But then he got a call from Top. But while Tom is on the phone with Lava, probably talking about why did you leave, and Lava told him that they went to the pier, Lava didn't realize that someone was behind him walking towards Wave. When Lava saw, he ran to save Wave. But then we heard a gunshot, but we're not sure if Wave got hit, because when we heard the gunshot, Wave got into the water, like boosh, right into the water. But we didn't see any blood moving in the water, so I'm assuming it just startles him and he went in the water. Now, the person that pulled the trigger was Victor himself. I assume that the reason Victor went there is because he didn't trust that Paolo did his job. Either he already found out that Paolo lied by sneaking around and overheard Paolo talking to Wave or something. But my question is though, when I heard the gunshot, Why did I hear it? Because I'm pretty sure the gun had a silencer. It shouldn't have sounded like it does have a silencer. Again, me sounding like I know about gun, but in reality I don't. I play a lot of games, so that's why. Now Wave is underwater and all the memories he shared with Lava is rushing through, which means the memories are coming back. But I'm not seeing the memories he has as a prince, which means not all of it are back, or maybe it is, but we're just not seeing it. Darn it, Jojo put us in a cliffhanger, because as soon as Lava went into the water to save his man and they went up, literally blackout, and that's the end of the drama. I'm like, darn, what a cliffhanger. But I do know he will be saved. But I want to know, did Lava get a good punch into Victor just to knock him out real quick and then put him into, like, call for help or something? Because there ain't no way he's going to escape without putting him in jail. No way. Well, I guess we have to wait till next week to know. Darn it.